WJBW is made possible by sausage. Stick one in your mouth.
I hear a little bit of feedback in the mic.
These charges are not mine.
Hey, welcome to the JBW Web DBWDD.com or RevShow.com. Oh, yes! Fucking asinine.
Can you give me a massage? I love you.
Holla at you.
Ow!
Ooh, girl.
Seriously.
Hello, Papa.
Some shit like that. You gotta do the Rocky Mountain ride.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck with. Boy. And everybody get the Rocky Mountain ride.
WJBW.
You don't want this.
WJBW.
Yeah. All right. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much. Welcome back.
Wow.
WJBWnetworks.com presents the JB Rev Show. That is basically where the Rev and I get together and honor and dump praise on stuff and really make sure that we're pointing out that there's cool stuff going on. Now, this episode we want to keep it up and fun because it's talking about the passing of someone that was very prolific here in Orlando. So this is our Morgan Steele tribute, and we're actually going to be able to chat with Jim Jackson about quarter after the hour, 22, and then Jeff Shelby, and then Dirt McCoy, and then at a little after 8 o'clock, our West Coast correspondent Eric Late Night
Liviano.
You don't know his name? What's the matter with you? Tabasco Zos. Eric Late Night Liviano is going to give us a call in the early after.
We love that guy. Hey, and he's going to see Bring the Funny tour tonight.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
but that's going to be kind of part of what we talk about with him because I think he's talking about putting together some cool compilations of shows he's been to over the years and everything. So we're going to learn a little bit about that endeavor and effort, and as we do in true form. Welcome, my friends. All that in due course. 407.
I like that music.
407-379.
I thought that was one of my buttons on my wall because it was right when I hit it. When I was hitting this one.
407. Okay, thank you. Let me finish the phone number, please. For
407
for the love
379
Jerry.
9529. Yeah, that's right. I memorized it. 407
You got it.
379 9529.
I'm impressed.
And you know what the 9529 stands for? Web.
WJBW is what?
JBW. Hey,
yeah.
Where's that wine?
Oh, yeah, hold on,
Oh
Lil.
my gosh,
Hold on,
man.
Lil.
All this, we started, and you didn't give me the wine?
Oh, little Tommy.
Man,
I'm so sorry.
what is this swill called that you're offering up so eagerly? To
This
me?
is called Hobnob. It's
Hobnob.
like a $10 bottle of wine from Total Wine. I'm
Total
glad you
Wine.
ask. Thank you.
Right.
It's
we should have them sponsor us.
Yeah, it's like you said. It's a table wine, but preferably not spilling it on the table. God,
Dude, it's more on your floor than anything.
You're the moron on the floor. You're
what?
the moron.
Hey, man, I don't
What?
appreciate
All
this
right.
shit, dude.
Okay.
Here's your hobnob. I think you're all fucking cool and stuff, but
Well, I don't think that.
you hobnobbing around like a douche.
So I'm driving. I drive to work every day, right? As
Like a
do
douche, right?
Most of us, like a douchebag, and I'm every day witnessing the fact that people have this difficult time merging from I-4 onto this
Street? Road?
Maitland Summit Boulevard.
Okay.
You get off there. You get off at Maitland, and every morning they're always unable to work it out. So I've been going slow so people can go in front of me, causing less of a congestion.
Yeah, you need to just speed ahead.
What is the right thing to do, though? If you see a line of traffic in the lane you want to get into, you go all the way up to the top of it and then wait to scoot your way in there?
If you're a good enough driver.
What's the right thing to do? What's the law?
Well, I mean, you've got your different types of drivers. You got your submissive
It's not
little
the school
bitches.
lunch line, I guess you're saying.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, I'm gonna bully my way up to the front of the line.
You're gonna do it.
and be like, "Hey,
You and your
what about the people that
Out
you
of
know
my way.
you can actually not know that you got to get over?"
yeah, they don't know. Yeah, they think they're in the yeah.
It's the first time.
That's
every
bad
day.
too. Yeah, you got that here in Orlando as well.
Hey, once again,
you're-
the phone number here is 407-379-9529.
You're the
Call.
king of alternate routes.
I am
right
indeed,
in
yeah.
Orlando. You know
Oh,
all
man.
the back roads.
I know roads that
And-
you're not even named
Yeah,
for real.
yeah. You do. You're
I
very,
do. I really do.
you're very adept at getting
I grew
around
up here.
in Orlando.
I
You
remember
know
when
all-
436 was a dirt road.
You do okay. Yeah.
I don't, but my dad did. I didn't. I don't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course you do.
Yeah.
Of course you do.
real.
Shannon Holt was going to come in or call
Oh, you were
in,
gonna
and
say
that was a
Burke
big
for a
surprise.
second there.
Shannon Holt was going to come in, and she came down with something. So I do want to talk about the fact that she is open for painting balls. ShannonHoltArt.com.
Balls.
They are Christmas balls.
Oh,
exclusively ornaments. They are ornaments.
would-
She
that would be
hand
nice.
paints ornaments.
Well, I
They're
hope she
badass.
uses her hands.
Go to Shannon Holt
She'll paint
Art.
my balls for Christmas. I would love her to
ShannonHoltArt.com.
paint my balls.
Go check. Well, go check that out.
I've
Seriously,
got- my balls
Right.
are big. She
It's
do big
fancy.
balls?
It's fancy and it's
Like-
awesome, and she does it all custom. Of course, Shannon Holt, second place in the Skin Wars first season.
That's right. Skin-
body painting
so,
competition on a
skin
reality
balls.
show. Okay,
Balls of
Yeah,
skin.
I guess so. I guess.
I have a nubile
you're
implant.
right. I don't know. I'm just gonna follow your lead. I'm gonna follow your lead. Oh my goodness. So the other thing, officially we announced breaking news badly will be rejoining this program at the end.
But that's next year, right?
So probably next year or last couple of episodes this month we'll reincorporate
You should
it.
do it when Big Daddy's here.
Reincorporated. Yeah, we got to confirm all that there, Bubba.
No, we
Yeah.
don't.
Stop snoring. Or are you leaking? Is that what how your stomach sounds now?
Yeah.
Is that?
It's been man. I've had a crazy week. Like every week. Really. You know what I'm saying?
Well, what do you mean?
Well, I ran into our friend's horror last night.
Oh yeah,
For
Will's
birthday. Yeah, they just
You were
happened to
there.
be in town, and
Excellent.
I see him walking up, and I'm like, it's Edie and Gene,
Incredible.
the two front guys for horror.
Yeah, and of course you hung out with them, rocked out at the Milk
Little Indies. Yeah.
Space Bar.
Yeah.
A
No.
Milk
At
District.
Space Bar when they came, they played there. But
when the
last night was Will's Pub in Little Indies. So it's pretty cool seeing them and hanging out with them. I was a little bit starstruck, I gotta say.
That's
'cause
pretty cool.
they're
Those guys just
constant-
showed up and you're like, oh, what the hell?
Yeah,
What's going
I
on?
am. I'm like, what the hell are you guys doing here? I'm like, I didn't quite, I didn't think it was really them. You know what I'm saying at first. But then I was like, there's no mistaking these guys.
Pues si nos quieren invitar a cualquier lugar a tocar, nosotros nos está bastante.
Okay. Oh, so what is Will's only 45 now or something, right?
45.
I was looking along the side of there, and even though I like St. Matthew's, I just think it deserves to look more elegant. Is that, or should it be punk rock like it is kind of there?
What are you saying? Don't fuck our sponsorship up.
What? I haven't. No, I'm saying Mills Avenue.
Yeah, Mills and 50 District.
Yeah.
That's what you're talking about.
Like St. Matthew's.
Yeah.
But it looks like it could be more elegant. Like the opposite side
Hey.
of the street looks a little more elegant. I guess.
Oh,
Remember where
that's-
Peacock
yeah.
was and all that?
Yeah, that's just what I was going to say. Have you been to this space that used to be the Peacock?
No, I thought it was like a tea shop or something.
No, dude, it's a bar. But
Oh.
it's like they opened it up. It's like completely, they got rid of the wall, where the stage room
Yeah.
was, and then, the bar was separate. Well, they just got rid of that whole wall and brought it up to, to the ceiling. It's kind of a high ceiling, so it's like very open up and, I don't know.
They kind of vaulted. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, where's that? Okay, where the Peacock Room used to be.
That's right.
Anyway,
That's right.
WJBWnetworks.com. That's the primary site. We promote talented people. This week, we're going to pay tribute to Morgan Steele. So hang tight with us. We're going to line up some calls. Dig the sounds on the upside.
They
WJBW.
You don't want the electronics are so predominant that people would really prefer that.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. We do it live. We do it uncensored. We do it weekly. It is the JB Rev Show, a pairing say to wine and cheese. I guess we could say.
You're
we
the
could
cheese.
be so bold as
You're
to
the
say
goddamn cheese.
we are like the wine and cheese of the internet live broadcasting
I'm the
radio.
delicious wine.
On the line, we got a badass local legend.
Yeah,
we got Jim Jackson calling in, and this is our Morgan Steele tribute. So the important thing is that we want to welcome you properly. How the hell you been? What you doing, baby? How you doing?
You talking to me, Bubba?
Yeah, man.
Hey, man. I'm working on I've been working on my body of work for an upcoming art show that I'm gonna have. Like basically my first big kind of like single, one man art show. Man,
Okay.
I got about
Wow.
10 to I got 15 new pieces, and
Holy
it's
shit.
gonna be pretty cool.
Where
Right
you do you
about
know?
that.
Do you have
It's
a venue?
world class stuff, man. No big deal.
Without question. Yeah.
Do you have a venue set up yet, or
No, I don't. I was thinking about that place, a loft downtown, or I don't know. I need help though. Setting I need to start putting out the word out to Jessica and anybody to get some momentum going.
Yeah, totally,
to
man.
get a really cool venue and make this a cool happening.
Right. And you said you got 15 pieces, and I'm sure some of them are rather large. So you need a nice.
Oh yeah, they're all
larger...
pretty commanding, and they're all really tight, man. My skill level's gone biblical proportions.
Nice.
Well, and that's what I love about you, Jim, man, is that you always keep pushing forward, no matter because it's your craft, and you know it's going to take an ass ton of work to get where you halfway want to be. But your work is beautiful. It's superlative.
Thank you,
you're so welcome. So what I wanted to do is get a little bit. We got a little bit of time with you, and what I want to kind of do is get your, and it's hard to say encapsulated, but get your heartfelt, stories out about Morgan.
Oh my God! Where do I begin?
Give us maybe how did you first meet Morgan would be a good question to ask. Yeah, give us that opening story.
Okay, I met Morgan through Susan and Elizabeth, 15 years ago. 16 years ago, I met him through Susan and Elizabeth.
Wow!
And he was. Oh, you know what? Actually, I met him through Scramble Campbell.
Okay.
All right,
okay.
Keith, yeah.
I met him through Scramble Campbell. And then I knew he was from Susan Elizabeth, and we hit it right off the bat, man. I really liked his. He was just so unique, and but I seemed to me and him got along really well. I understood him, and a lot of people couldn't really see the real him and understand how to pet that. He was like a very exotic animal, if you will. Very rare species of animal, and you got to know how to pet that sucker just right.
Right?
It'll bite you.
Yeah,
it'll bite you.
He was a phenomenal. He was the real deal, man. Art flowed through him, man. Yeah. He was an inspiration to me for sure. He outworked my ass. He really kept those brushes wet and moving.
Wow.
And he always was hustling and changing up things.
Definitely.
And I remember the story when I first met you and him it was like 2009 in Ormond Beach through Parago. And he came in with these slats of wood with women painted on them in like flower gardens. And he said, well, this used to be, because after we bought it, he was like, well, it used to be a piece of a church that Mary was crucifixed. Yeah, with a crucifix doing something. And it was like, but he had to make it proper for people to buy it because it was too controversial the way it was. So anyway, I think whenever anybody thinks of Morgan, it's always, just that example of there's a picture underneath a picture. And he's straight up and 100%.
Have you ever seen have you ever seen the Last Supper with Mickey Mouse as Jesus?
I have. They
probably the coolest piece ever he did, I think. It's so creative, and
was it
I miss him.
Yeah,
he was so creative,
right? And he really was a big part of this community, too.
But I think the purpose of this, too, because where I see this going, and this is what we want to talk about and have this discussion, is we want to get behind some kind of annual event dedicated to Morgan Steele. Now, unfortunately, we lost Ralph Amadori. We lost him, unfortunately, and Jeff Sweat put that whole thing together and manned that. It's a big, monolithic thing, but it benefits children that are trying to play music. So I think that's why I wanted to do this, is to be the voice that says, let's talk about doing this.
Yeah.
So
you know what? How about we just consider maybe an option. Maybe it's not all about Morgan. It's all or Ralph. It's all about Ralph, Morgan, and any and other fallen heroes of Orlando's rock and art scene.
That's true. Yeah, you're exactly right.
Anybody that's passed away, and there's if we research enough, there's been a couple of named, folks that have passed.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I'm just blessed that you guys even want to do that for him. That's really thoughtful of you. And personally, I will do whatever it takes to keep that ball rolling forward. Let me know what I can do.
Yeah.
I loved him with all my heart and still do.
Right.
And, I'll prove it by doing whatever I can to make that event nice.
We're talking with the incredible local legend himself, Mr. Jim Jackson, and we're so happy you're able to join us. I know you're kind of in between and doing stuff. Plus, we want to make sure We get we get Shelby on the line there next. But what any kind of closing thoughts or sentiments? And I know this is the tragic state of our existence, is anybody could go at any time. But when somebody's kind of taken away like that, it always feels like you got robbed. So
it's helped me to appreciate the simple fact that life is short, man.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my God, it's like a dream.
Right.
We're living it. I don't give a shit how rough things are or how great things are. It's all a big dream, man. It's a trip, man. And in the final moment of your life, you'll nothing at that point will have mattered. The only thing that will matter at that moment is just like it does now, which is being in the now.
Yeah.
And we're just going to return back to what we came from before we came into these physical bodies. It's very strange. Quantum physics, it's all I know is we're in this state of consciousness where we think we're alive, and we are. It's very wild. That's why everywhere I go, I feel like a superhero, and that's why I related to Morgan Steele, because he understood that.
Yeah,
right.
And he lived balls out, man. He was himself. Why do you guys want to do this? Why do people love Morgan Steele? Because he was real.
Yeah.
And what is real? Well, you emanate it, man. When you're real, when you're honest with yourself, and you're just like, just really, truly being who you are,
totally.
You glow like a freaking light bulb, man. You guys know the deal because you guys are it too. That's what else you recognize people like Morgan.
You're right.
And I appreciate you for that.
And you too, man.
Well, we want to thank you again for taking some time calling in. I think the whole notion of putting together some kind of annual event to venerate this fine gentleman in our community. And you're right, he was a damn personality everywhere he went. He was such a damn personality.
Yeah.
He exuded just the class.
Well, I will follow Jeff Shelby's lead on that for sure. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, totally.
Jeff knows I'm on his side.
Right on, man.
Well, and we're gonna get prepped up to chat with him, brother. But you rock.
Yeah, you do.
Any closing words or sentiments? Anything?
Hey, man, long live the memory of Morgan Steele, and thanks for keeping it alive by putting the effort in, fellas, to do what you're doing now.
All right. That's awesome, man. Thank you, Jim Jackson.
Good men.
Yeah,
good
man.
guys.
You too, buddy.
You're solid.
rock.
Glad to know you.
Right back at
Mr.
you,
Jim Jackson out
Talk to you
there.
soon.
All right,
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Peace, everybody.
Jim Jackson.
See you, Reverend.
Yeah, man.
Love you, JB.
Love you, brother. Thank you so much for doing this.
Later.
Local legend Jim Jackson out there. What did he say? He was at a bong shop or something? I don't know. Anyway,
He's getting a bong for
what
his
was he
mom.
doing? All right, we'll go into a little song. Cue up with Mr. Shelby. We'll be right back. It's WJBWnetworks.com. Our tribute to Orlando's local legend Morgan Steele.
Yeah.
Artist, innovator, rich cultural icon. He was iconic.
Yeah,
he was
he was.
iconic. I think that's why it's just so. We're going to queue up chat with Jeff Shelby next. We just spoke with Mr. Jim Jackson. After that, we got Dirt McCoy. We'll open up the phone lines. We do have a call after 8 o'clock hour with Mr. Eric Leovano, Late Night Leovano. So stick with us. We'll be right back. It's posthumous local legend tribute to Morgan Steele.
Yeah. Give me that wine. The wine is fine. Hobba nobba. Nobba the hop. Give me that wine. Hop nobba. Can you hear me?
Gotta love me. A little patience makes you feel so insecure. Take it all back if I could now. If it would help, I'd take back all of my time. Maybe I'd be a baker or a waiter. I'm sure that can all be arranged. indifference blows me away.
I'm sorry.
Oh my Lord, I cannot believe it. 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 Oh my Lord, I cannot believe that I'm right here again. Scared of what the world has been imagining. It's not my friend. The indifference blows me away. Oh my Lord, I cannot believe that I'm right here again. Scared of what the world has been imagining. It's not my friend. The indifference blows me away. Cannot believe it.
WJBW, Orlando, Florida. The first quasi-radio web show.
Wow. Yeah. All right.
Hola, fricos.
What
Welcome back.
Yeah, man.
WJBW
Hey.
Networks.com. It's the Morgan Steele tribute.
To watch the
And
F word. Don't
the
fucking do
fricos.
it.
Oh, I can say fricos. I'm allowed
No,
to do
not
that.
the fuck word, though.
Okay. Oh, yeah. I can't say that one.
Fucker.
Don't say that one.
All
Stop
right.
that. Stop
Okay.
that. Stop that.
Right then.
All right. The Reverend across the way from me. I am JB Webb at Radio JB Webb on Twitter. We love the fact that Orlando is such a great community that people can come together in a relatively short timeline and do something incredible, which is to talk about the life and times of an amazing Orlando and an iconic, I want to say, Orlando artist. And we're going to talk about Morgan Steele. On the line, though, with us is Mr. Jeff Shelby, and I'm going to give him a proper introduction. Hang tight, Jeff.
Hey, how you doing? Yeah, Morgan Steele, man. He was the man.
He was the man. Hang tight. Let's give him Jeff Shelby. Jeff Shelby, local legend. We're dubbing you a local legend. Now, we're going to talk about Morgan Steele, but Jeff Shelby, from mine, art activist, curator out there, and very concerned about the environment. And he does a lot. Our friend Eric Rawlings has worked on efforts with him in the past.
We've had Eric here in the studio with us before.
Yeah, so we're happy to dub you a local legend. It's something we do here. People 20 plus years contributing to the scene, making it better, pushing it forward, and you're definitely doing that. So thank you, sir.
Yeah, man.
Well, thank you. I'm humbled, in the company of Eric Rollins, Morgan Steele, Jim Jackson, many of the people that you've had on your show.
Yes, sir.
We do a little thing, with Eco Action. I took it over for Beth Hollenbeck, who just passed away about a week and a half ago. I took it over about 3-4 years ago, and she's been running it for about 25 years. But the importance of doing things for the critters, it was always something that was important to me. It was important to Beth Hollenbeck. It was important to Morgan Steele.
Yeah.
Ann Young, who passed away a few years ago, about 10 years ago now.
Wow.
It was 6 years ago, I think. And, Morgan Steele lived with Ann Young for a while, too. But, I met Morgan Steele at GARP Gallery back in 2000.
Where was that at?
2001.
GARP
Gallery. It was great art for real people. And me and the person I was hanging out with at the time, Susan Raymer, you may know her name, quite a personality in town. And we had an art gallery downtown where we just did as much as we could to boost the name of artists that like if they couldn't get flyers out or they couldn't frame their own stuff,
give them a little jump
start. Just burgeoning, so we just put it up there on Church Street, and we did that for a couple of years.
That's a great location, yeah.
And that's where I met Morgan Steele.
Okay. So what were the particulars around that? Would he come inside or something? You were like, hey, you need, was he looking for it, or did you kind of know about him and approach him, or how'd that all work?
Yeah, how'd that go down?
Well, the first time that I met Morgan Steele was about the same time I met Scramble Campbell. It was at the old the arts the Arts Mall in Winter Park Village. Where they got the theater there now over there off of
on 1792.
Yep, that's a great
point. 1792, yeah. And so I met Scramble Campbell there, and I saw. Morgan Steele was just running around and, like crazy man. And, he had his, and once you get, 4 or 5 beers in the guy, I guess that it was always his, MO, he was, off the handle. And, but, I don't know. It's, the community here in Orlando is, has always been strong. The artists, the musicians, and I've always, if I could help out in any way, I always, wanted to be there.
Well, Jeff,
I haven't been much.
Jeff,
at all, man.
No, but you brought up I think you brought up a great point, which is, the epicenter of where art is now is more downtown Orlando. The epicenter of where kind of art was in these little hobbles and, Winter Park. Kind of like you're saying, the time and place, back then, the whole downtown culture really couldn't handle, that there was a talk of, kind of an art colony, but that never manifested. And then the Favo thing kind of popped up with those motel rooms. But I'll tell you, this city alone, and again, to kind of get back to what you do, the wild fauna, if you will, that's all around us. There's a lot of consideration, especially because of all the recent development. You see kind of creatures getting pushed out of their homes and whatnot. But maybe speak a little bit to the fascination of animals and Morgan and yourself and Orlando in part. The other day I saw Patty Sheehan doing something. They were doing something with the swans. So maybe talk a little bit about kind of how those invisible animals that are everywhere are really important in Orlando.
Well, they are. We are really lucky to be in such close proximity to such beauty in Central Florida. Within half an hour, we have a half dozen springs that we can go to. Rivers and lakes, and there is a need for development, sure, but in that there is such a strong force to put the checks and balances in place. Patty Sheehan is one of those warriors for what I believe is the right side. And yes, we can grow, but we need to take care of what tourists and people who live here enjoy. And the animals that live in the lakes and around
everywhere.
They don't
everywhere.
They don't deserve, litter in their homes. They don't deserve, development crew coming in and destroying the homes of gopher tortoises without, just the right steps, and whether it's Patty Sheehan or Maria Bolton or there's 100 people, and that's what's great about Orlando. It's got such a, there is a strong and vital core group of people that help to make all the segments of this community better. And that's what I really love about it. And and Morgan,
well said.
Morgan Steele, he had a certain nature about him. He was nature. Morgan Steele was nature, and
there you go.
he, he said exactly what he felt. He did, what was on his mind. If you weren't honest with him, if you weren't, truthful with him, he'd let you have it, and he was kind of marginalized just because he was so honest. And and animals could feel that in Morgan Steele, that he was part of the environment, and he cared more about the little things. He cared about the little animals that couldn't take care of themselves, the birds that fell out of chimneys, or he had, little mice, and, the gentleness that he had. But if you knew Morgan Steele, if you heard 2 sentences out of him and you didn't hear fuck 10 times, you really weren't hearing Morgan Steele, you know? It was
exactly.
Exactly. He was very caustic as an individual, but he was beautiful as a human and a natural entity. He was a beautiful soul.
Absolutely.
Well, and that's exactly the point of why we wanted to do this, because, when it tragically took place earlier this year, and you did a beautiful memorial, we wanted to kind of go and document that, but I think doing it in retrospect a little bit afterwards, and then encouraging people to consider the notion of an annual art event, inspired by Morgan, I think is really within Orlando's capabilities to do. So that's why, I wanted to have people that were very close to him, come on and talk a little bit, about what they do, about what's your... Is there a crazy Morgan Steele story you are not afraid to share with us? I have about a 2-minute clip from Patrick Scott Barnes's blog back in the day, and I'll post that out so people can get that raw. And there's about a 2-minute YouTube video there of Morgan being interviewed by Patrick in 2008. At what was it called? It was at the Lewd Night, 2008. So it's about a 2.5 minute
thing. That name, actually.
You did. Oh, see, look at the coincidence. Nice. All right, so
that's awesome.
Yeah. So any crazy stories? And then I was gonna, kind of roll this clip, and we're gonna prep up for Mr. Dirt McCoy up next, but. I kind of wanted to get your viewpoint. Yeah, look at that picture. I know he's got tons of pictures. It's fantastic.
That's a great picture.
And he sent me a few pictures. But what I love, Jeff, again, is that there's a way in Orlando that we want to, be the voice to shine the light to where, the invisible creatures live and things like that. So in my spirit, in my mind, I'm sensing, I want this all to go to be, exactly to Morgan, because I'll tell you what, honestly, I listened back to a show where we reported his passing, and I had heard that he had instantly gone. And I think I said it incorrectly on the time of the show, and I listened back, and I'm like, that's horrible. But my intention was to say that the word that we heard is that he felt no pain. It was instantaneous. Is that accurate?
He lived about 3 minutes after the accident.
Okay.
His last words were, "What the fuck? What the fuck?"
God.
And he knew it was coming. The cops wanted to paint it as if it was a suicide, I think. There was some responsibility with the city of Orlando. There was an unmarked water vein that was in the middle of the construction on Bumby. I mean, Morgan shouldn't have been on. He was just taking a shortcut down Bumby.
Right.
And he was coming from Stardust. The last picture that he took on his phone was, basically, like right outside of Stardust. And he took off from there. And he was depressed, at the time. Like I've told quite a few people, it was kind of a perfect storm of bad things that happened to him personally, that he just was thinking, what's the use? But he wasn't suicidal. He just,
he was just working through some stuff, kind of.
Yeah, he was working through some stuff. He'd been picked on most of his life, and he, and how he worked through it was through his writing mostly, and and through his paintings, and he really wanted to get his writing out there, and we're going to try to get that done.
That'd be awesome.
And we got things in the future with I'm trying to work with Joe Cucci. He's got a blog, and see if he can decipher and clear Morgan's works. Morgan really did set aside in a filing system of his written works. Whether they're screenplays or stories. He's got his zines. And, the idea is, to really put that back out. I mean, Morgan didn't want to be a nobody. And, I feel like I do him disservice by, any time I'm not sharing, his works with other people.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't feel that way, Jeff, because I think if you have the archives, you have all this thing, that it's going to come out in the right way. And that's kind of what we love about Orlando, especially, is that we can all come together and say, let's kind of power and make this happen. So maybe it's, let's talk to people, anybody in earshot of what we're doing. Let's really coalesce and come together and make some badass annual art event in the name of Morgan Steele, because I think that's what's important in Orlando, is to commemorate, those with a huge impact. Now, again, like you said, within the same call, we've lost a lot of people. 2016 in general has not been a great year. But again, when you can kind of rise up from that and say, listen, I'm at least looking forward, saying I'm looking at something, and I'm not going to look back and let this bring me down. But it is important to mourn and care about and talk about the lost loved ones, because like we talk about with Jim, anybody can go at any time. And there's dirt. Hold on, I can't join him in. Hold on, let me see.
Right.
Hold on. Let me cancel him out of there. Hold on. Okay. Dirt, call back, please. Call back in a couple minutes. All right. But I want to do this properly with you, Jeff. So let me get into this clip here. Hold on. There's Morgan Steele talking to Patrick Scott Barnes at Lewd Night 2008.
Snouting away. I'm gonna have to speak way up. Oh, really? Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not even drunk, so it's kind of hard to speak. What are the questions? Ask me something. If you want to see me again, I will explain Lewd Night. It's some nasty ass shit. We're hoping to overthrow the world art government and raise some eyebrows.
Everybody.
What do you think of the Orlando art scene? It's picking up. Stain Boy blows me away. Those kind of people. Paul Peter. I can ramble off a bunch of names. Most of them are in here right now. It's just fascinating little subculture. Everybody thinks it's fire in the hole. Everybody thinks this is Disney World, They'd be like, I tell them I'm from Orlando, and they go, well, down at, you must have go to Disney World all the time. It's like, what? This is Orlando, and here's Disney World. It's way the fuck over here. It's this whole, we got a whole underground theme park basically, and this is Lewd World.
Underground theme park.
And I'm Mickey Cat or Icky Cat. Icky Cat. It's my one contribution to Lewd Night. The crucified white rabbit for Ernest. And I'm a mod, not a rocker. In case you want to ask.
I'm a mod, not a rocker.
It's double collection. It was double collection tonight.
It's a great video. We should share that. I'm going to share Patrick's blog out there.
18 years, May 1st. 18 years.
Wow.
And ironically enough, the t-shirt behind you, New York City, I'm moving there next year. I got it. I fell in love with it. I'll be visiting Orlando, but New York, Brooklyn, all that shit. I got to get up there. There you go. He peed his pants.
All right.
I can't stand it. All right.
There you go. So that's remarkable. Badass. A little bit of live clip. I posted that out on Facebook so you can see that. Oh my God. Incredible. It's emotional, but what's badass again?
$666.
Hold on, bring him down a little there, Shockey.
Morgan was a regular guest on my radio program on PRK. Did Cracking the Midnight Calliope for 5 years. It was basically 3 to 6 a.m. on Monday mornings. It was the least listened to radio program in the world. But Morgan was a regular. I had people like Skip and Rachel Leona Capitan. A lot of spoken word. Todd Cavanis came on a couple times.
Wow.
And and Morgan actually got me kicked off the air. I got the little clip here. I don't know if it'll carry over the phone, but I got the little clip that actually got me kicked off for indecency.
Oh, no.
Really?
It was Safe Harbor.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
It was,
We're fine here.
Yeah, so let me try to play this for you, okay?
Okay, you're going to try to play us.
Yeah.
This is Morgan.
Awesome.
This is Morgan Steele from February 2011 on PRK. It was the segment that got Cracking the Midnight Calliope kicked off the air. Here we go.
Okay, this is great.
This is awesome. Oh, yeah.
I gave it to Lisa, and I should have asked her the other night, are you enjoying the laughs? She denied everything, though. Every time I talk to her, she's like, I don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking about? I'm like, well, do you remember when I bought you the Baileys? I don't know what you bought me a Baileys. She's an idiot. She really is stupid. Have you ever drunk Baileys from a shoe? No, but I paid $5.95 for a fucking glass of Baileys for that stupid whore.
What?
The funny thing is, she let me eat her pussy the first night without buying her anything, and then I had to pay.
No
I bought her
wonder.
a sandwich. I bought
You
her
got
5
kicked off.
beers, a Baileys. I bought her a necklace. What a fucking bitch. I hope she's listening. Are we live?
And that was it.
Was that live on the air? He did that?
Oh, man.
That was live on the air.
And the killer was that he asked that, was it live on the air on PRK? And I stupidly said, yeah. And that clip, I mean, we had been on before, saying, much worse stuff than that. Well, not much worse stuff than that, but, all we had to do was claim that it was a CD, and I mostly recorded everything on CD, so you gave him the CD. Dave would go yeah, I guess it was recorded on, but it was just one of those things that they were kind of tired of me anyway, so it's okay.
Wow.
But Morgan was a trip, man. He'd come on and read his poetry, or you read his newest segment of his book. And
you fostered that. That's what's awesome. That's why definitely you, Jeff, are a local legend without question, because you really helped keep a lot of the infrastructure going for artists to get recognized and to have a voice.
Totally.
So thank you.
Yeah,
thank you for doing that. You rock.
Thank you, and you're welcome, I guess.
Well, well, keep doing what you're doing. And now, what's the best way people want to get involved with the environment out there in Orlando? Is there any good? Go to morgansteele.com, I guess, and that's the one thing. But anything you want to talk about that you're passionate, you do.
Well, Eco Action has been what I really have always done. I just got involved with Beth's organization, back in 2000, about the same time that I met Morgan. Morgan and Beth Hollenbeck were connected by a certain person. Morgan knew him as Uncle Henry, mutual friend of theirs. And Henry passed away in 2003, 2004 from cancer.
Okay.
But they were connected by that. So Eco Action is still, an ongoing organization that through them, if there is a protest, or there's a defense of the bears, or helping out with going to a city council meeting so that you can say your 3 minutes and say as a citizen that you are
speak what you care about,
and these are the reasons why. But Eco Action is kind of a forum. It's kind of a go-between, and it'll point you in the right direction and give you, education. There's people now that are kind of taking the baton past what I had, what Beth had, and so you can get in contact with them either by the website Eco-Action, or you can get on the group site on Facebook, Eco Action on that, and see our meetups and get involved that way.
Eco-action.net or .com? What?
eco-action.net
Okay.
or eco-action as meetup
Cool.
on the meetup site.
Very cool, brother.
Or, yeah.
Very cool.
On Facebook, it's
I'll go like it. On the line with us, it's Jeff Shelby on our Morgan Steele tribute, and thank you so much for calling in. Freshly dubbed local legend, well deserved, and your history. And we want to have you back, maybe even in studio for a deeper chat or another call. So let's not stop here. All right, brother, you rock. Appreciate your time. Thanks again for giving us a call. We're gonna encourage people to go check out eco-action.net online and hook up with it through Facebook. Also go to morgansteele.com and think about this art event. I really want to talk about that with you offline, Jeff. So I really,
definitely.
Yeah,
We'll,
I really do.
We'll get that together probably about the time it's his year anniversary of his death.
Okay, right. All right.
We'll probably have a memorial about then, and that seems to be about the right time to get a yearly event for an art show and a get together of local artists that just want to throw the shit against the wall and say, here you go, Orlando, we're making things, we're shaking things up here.
Hell yeah, that's the way you do it. That is the way you do it. Jeff Shelby on the line. Thank you so much, brother.
Man.
You rock. Appreciate you. Freshly dubbed local legend. Up next, we're going to get a little bit of a call here going with Mr. Dirt McCoy. Let me make sure I got all my ducks in a row here, baby. You helping me over there, Mr. Reverend?
You know it, man.
You doing it? Okay. All right, up next on our Morgan Steele tribute, we're calling Mr. Dirt McCoy, right? Fresh online.
Hello.
Brand new professional. Welcome to WJBW. I believe this is Mr. Dirt McCoy.
Yes, sir.
What is up, man?
What up,
How
buddy?
you doing? Welcome. I appreciate you being able to buffer out there a little 5-10 minutes. We really appreciate that.
It's cool, man.
Well, what we're doing here, is basically a Morgan Steele tribute where we're having some of those that were, very close to him give us a little bit of a story. But we also, know that most of those close to him were equally creative. And so I'd love to kind of learn a little bit more about you. I know I did some snooping, and, you've got music kind of at your backbone, and you do a lot of great things out there to help talented artists. And so I'm interested to hear a little bit about that. But give us a little sense of kind of what you do right now. What are you doing? What's your passion?
Well, I mean, there's quite a few things. What you're talking about with Post Records, that's the record label that was started by Chris Cucci in 2004. And
Wow. All right.
I helped him out with that over the years. And basically what we do is we were fortunate enough to get in on the indie label digital side of the business kind of at the infantile stages. So we qualified as a major indie label in around 2009, which qualified us to it got us access to like major digital distribution, large outlet chains, as far as like being able to basically with one click of a button, we can put a record on 125 different digital outlets and, get exposure for artists that are trying to, have their music heard.
Right.
Nowadays, digital is kind of the go-to medium for music. So it's one of those things where if your album's not on the shelf, then you can't sell it.
Right. Definitely.
So, and
we
even nowadays, it's more so that, I personally will give away my music to anybody who wants to listen to it, because you have apps like Spotify and, apps like that where people can listen to your music anytime they want to.
Right.
And really that's what it's all about. If it puts an extra person in the audience at my show next week, then You know, that's what I'm looking for.
Right. Well, I think the important thing is we do another production, the original music, the Circadian Cast. That's all we do is play original music. So I would love to get some stuff from you. We'll rotate it in every week. Sure. Yeah. So that would be phenomenal. On the line with us, Dirt McCoy. Again, you know, really Morgan Steele kind of centric. What kind of music did Morgan like?
Oh man, it's a really funny story about Morgan is that Morgan. I introduced Morgan to a lot of artists over the years, and Morgan had a habit of becoming almost fanatical about an artist once they, you know, tripped his switch, you could say. So, you know, I remember in 2006, I was working with the Heathens, and we had just gone on a U.S. tour, and we were playing a lot of shows with some of the alt country, you know, scene, and I had the fortune of meeting Hank Williams III.
Oh wow!
And
holy,
the Heathens opened for him. We did a lot of stuff with Hank for for a little while there, and I was driving Morgan to a show at Will's Pub one night. He rode his bike up to Austin Coffee, and I just said, "Get in the car, let's go." And I was playing the Straight Outta Hell album by Hank III,
right?
And his eyes just lit up like a Christmas tree, and he was all into it. And he even went and saw Hank a few years later and took pictures of him with Hank, and he had painted the Hank 3 bar logo on his car,
nice,
on his Jaguar at a point,
right.
And then so that's one of those things where Hank 3 is the kind of artist musically that Morgan was as a painter. Hank is a guy who sort of does things his own way, ruffles a whole lot of feathers, and really doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's a great.
That's a great way to put it.
So I want to. This is the Reverend talking Dirt, and you've kind of got your fingers in all kinds of things. I mean, for a little while, you were doing a comedy showcase as well, weren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I do. I used to do stand up. I moved more from stand up into recorded comedy. I work with the Mooncast Players. We do a lot of the we do all of the comedy fake commercials and comedy pre-recorded bits for the Phillips File on Real Radio.
Oh, okay.
And all the comedy recordings you hear are comedy commercials and spots you hear on iHeartRadio stream.
Okay.
We do all of that stuff.
Oh, nice.
That's badass. Like I heard Man Daddy's voice. I think
Tracy
Jeff
has been on there.
Yep.
Man Daddy's girl. You know. Yeah.
Man Daddy's a member of our troupe. He's kind of like the voice of Real Radio now if you listen enough.
Yeah.
Streaming online, I think it's very. Who is that?
Who's trying to give us a call?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So
it's there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff out there to do, and that's one of the things. My brother is Fritz from from the Phillips File.
Oh,
he does
okay.
Fritz on the Street.
Okay, cool.
Actually, he just, shout out to him. He just accepted a position yesterday. He's the new executive producer of the Orlando cluster of radio stations.
Wow, that's a big deal. That's fantastic. Well, good for him.
So we're going to be producing
Moon Men from Mars
content for all 7 stations, not just for Real Radio, but we'll be producing content like that for, Real Rock and Roomba and all of those other stations as well.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's really awesome.
Yeah. But
that's incredible.
About Moon Men?
Oh yeah, a Moon Man from Mars. Yeah, right. That's,
that's my band with my brother. With
Jeff. You're it. See, look at that, badass.
Yeah.
Well, how long have you been in Orlando?
I was born in Orlando.
What?
So 38 years. Yeah, I was born here.
Wow.
And I've been playing music since 1995 or 96.
What high school did you go to?
Popka.
Oh,
local legend, Dirt McCoy. You just got dubbed.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, look at that. Look, you just got dubbed.
Local
legend, Dirt McCoy. That's badass. Oh, we just dubbed Shelby, and now you're getting it too because we spoke with Jim Jackson, and so we got 3 local legends on this session talking about the local legend that we're posthumously awarding to Mr. Morgan Steele. So,
you know what? Speaking of that, it's really funny because we were talking about Morgan and him getting on board with Hank 3. Last couple of years of his life, I've been since I was a kid, just because I was a little punk rock kid obsessed with everything that wasn't cool at my school. You've heard it all before, the whole angsty teenager bullshit. But
totally.
I became friends with Merle Allen. Gigi Allen's older brother.
Wow.
And bass player in the Murder Junkies.
Okay.
And the very first ever Moonman show, Merle had emailed me and said, the band's going to do a tour to commemorate the 20th anniversary of Gigi's death.
Okay.
And asked me to put a show together for him in Orlando. And so we decided, well, we haven't played a show yet, so that was the debut of Moonmen from Mars. And Merle's one of those guys that just, if he likes something, he jumps on board, he tries to help you out. He's been, great to us ever since.
Cool,
and I turned Morgan on to Gigi.
Okay.
And another guy that, ruffled a lot of feathers, very controversial person. So Morgan just totally, just dug his claws
Embraced
in.
it.
And I was able to introduce Morgan to Merle, and Morgan dumped like $100 in Merle's pocket and bought every DVD he had on the table.
Wow.
And after he passed, that DVD was still thumbtacked to the wall right next to his bed.
Wow.
Huh. So,
wow, incredible.
Yeah, that was sort of my last contribution to the insanity that was Morgan Steele.
And that's beautiful.
Introducing him to Gigi Allen.
That's beautiful, though. But, I mean, consecutively here, Jim Jackson, we spoke about his art. We spoke about, his art and kind of his nature, side of him.
Yeah.
And now with
and
you,
Jeff
we're
Shelby.
talking more about, that's what I said. With Jeff was more
You said
nature.
Jim Jackson.
Jim was the art.
Right.
Jeff is the nature.
Right.
And, oh, my God, Scooby-Doo. Yeah. And Dirt is the music. So that kind of gives the perfect trifecta.
Yeah.
And I love that, man. And, to make an acquaintance with you, and you were just right there on the spot helping me out with information. So I want to say hats off to you. Thank you again for doing that.
Oh,
but,
no problem, man.
Yeah, buddy, you rock.
No, man, it's funny because I know Man Daddy's done your show before.
Yeah.
And, when you message me and ask me to do it, man, I'm always willing to help people out that are doing something, You guys are doing your own thing and your own show, and then on top of that, I mean, you want to talk about Morgan, and there's a lot of us that the day doesn't go by that I don't think sounds like what a weird world I'm living in that Morgan Steele's not a part of it.
Yeah,
no doubt.
And especially now, man, with all the internet, Morgan was the first internet troll. And he would be having a field day right now, man. This would be his feasting time.
Yeah.
No doubt. Just with all the political
very prolific with what he said online. Unabashed.
Sometimes you're just outright spewing hatred, and that's the thing about him. I love to see Morgan get pissed off about something because, God forbid if you were on his bad side, man. He was relentless.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think, again, he just couldn't stand when things weren't right, or if it wasn't done the same kind of way. Even we played that video with Patrick Scott Barnes. I can imagine him in 2008 talking to him, and everybody's at the lewd night, and it's all crazy. But, again, that's what we want to say. If we're forming kind of the great triumphant, everybody else is in, would you be behind some kind of annual, talking about just opening the conversation or some kind of annual event dedicated to Morgan?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You would. All right.
Absolutely.
There we go. We got three. There we go.
All right.
3 yeses.
We're gonna
Three
do it.
yeses.
3 yeses.
Trifecta. So we're gonna make something happen.
Yeah, we are.
Talking with Dirt McCoy, freshly dubbed local legend. You rock, buddy. I want to also give you open rain check. I'd love to have you in studio in the new year. Maybe that's something down the line. Yeah,
totally.
we'd like
We
to
have a
kind of
good time
do it
in
proper.
here.
Normally we take 10, 20 minutes. But we stacked our calls back to back. We got our West Coast correspondent out there we got to get to, and
well, let me ask you a question. Can I tell you one quick story?
Yeah, that's
quick?
what
I think
exactly.
Story I had in mind. I thought you guys would like to hear.
Totally.
2007. 2007. Henry Rollins was coming to Orlando to do a spoken word gig at House of Blues.
Okay.
Morgan was a big Henry Rollins fan, and he knew that I had contacts with Henry through his publishing company. So I was already going to the show, me and Joe Cucci, and actually Joe Cucci's living in Morgan's house right now.
Wow, okay.
So me and Joe go, and Morgan met us out there, and he drank about a 12-pack of PBR Tall Boys and was just lit.
Right.
So the show is over, and he knows that I'm going back to talk to Henry, so he just grabs me and just begs me to take him back there.
Okay.
So I took him around the back of House of Blues with me, and Henry came out, and Morgan just, getting his book signed and whatever he brought with him. And
right.
And Henry and I were talking about some story of whatever was going on at the time. I think it was the Genesis 6, the story about some kids who'd been, wrongly jailed or whatever. And Morgan is just talking nonstop, like just
mile a minute.
Top of his lungs, Henry, and he's like going on in these things. He's just ranting and going on about stuff. And Henry's talking to me, and finally he just turns and grabs Morgan by his shoulders and just goes, "What is the problem?" And Morgan just completely stone-faced just goes, "I'm with Dirt." And he goes, "That's fine. Stand over here." And he walks him all the way across the room and stands Morgan into the corner, and then just puts one finger up to him, and then turns back around and continues the conversation with me.
Hilarious.
It was hysterical. It was one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
That's badass. We're talking with Dirt McCoy, and I love the fact you have Orlando music history. You're so rich in Orlando music history. So,
I appreciate that.
Well, again, that's the fact that it's like I like that kind of these stars are colliding, as it were. So it's badass to meet you. I appreciate you. What I want to say is, what's the best place for people to go if they want to kind of get involved with your passion or whatever you're doing? Where should we encourage people?
Yeah, you got any gigs coming up?
Well, I don't have any gigs at the moment coming up. I think I'm going to be playing as part of the house band for the Just Okay Christmas party with the News Junkie.
All right, right on.
My brother and I are going to do that. That's December 16th. I think the tickets are on sale right now. They're like $10 a piece.
Yeah, cool. It's going to sell out, too.
That's a crazy party if you get a chance to be part of it.
Yeah.
And then January 28th, we will be with American Party Machine in St. Pete at the local 662 opening for the legendary Green Jelly.
Damn.
Wow.
Well, there you go.
Right.
That's badass.
Cool. Yeah. The legendary Party Machine, the last time...
American Party Machine with Max Sabbath, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
At the Abbey.
Oh, yeah.
That was a good show.
Yeah, they're our boys. We play a lot of shows with those guys. They're fun.
That's cool.
Well, you rock, buddy.
Yeah, man.
We appreciate you doing this again.
It.
Yeah, and Dirt McCoy on the line, badass MFer out there, freshly dubbed local legend. We said all that, but more importantly, we appreciate the fact that we're all coming together under the banner of saying Morgan Steele was a badass, and we just spoke with three of his good friends, and we can attest to that. And we want to encourage people to go morgansteele.com. That's a Steele with an E. That's a .com with a .com on it. And I am JB Webb. Dirt, I appreciate you, buddy.
Man, thank you.
Hang tight. We're going to roll into a little bit of Him for Her doing a cover. You ready for this?
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah.
There we go. All right, dig it. This is live. Enjoy.
outskirts of town. Hollis Brown, he lived on the outskirts of town, with his wife and 5 children and his cabin broken down. Well, he looked for work and money and he walked a ragged mile. He looked for work and money and he walked a ragged mile. His children are so hungry they don't know how to smile. Your baby's eyes look crazy, they're tugging at your sleeve. Your baby's eyes look crazy, they're tugging at your sleeve. You walk the floor and wonder why with every breath if there's anyone that knows, is there anyone who cares? Your grass is growing black, there's no water in your well. Your grass is growing black, there's no water in your well. You spent your last long dollar on 7 shotgun shell. Well, your babies are crying louder now, so pounding on your brain. Your babies are crying louder now, so pounding on your brain. Your water screams are stabbing you like the dirty driving rain. Well, summer's in the distance, a cold coyote call. Somewhere's in the distance, cold coyote call. Your eyes fixed on the shotgun that's hanging on the wall. Well, your brain is bleeding and your leg can't seem to stand. Yeah, your brain is bleeding and your leg can't seem to stand. Now you're staring at the shotgun that you're holding in your hand. The 7 breezes blowing all around the cabin. The 7 breezes blowing all around the cabin. 7 shots ring out like the ocean's pounding roll.
All right, it's the morning show. Welcome, guys.
Welcome
We're
back to the
all
afternoon
right.
morning show.
Yeah, it's a crazy show.
West Coast correspondent.
Yeah, we got the West Coast late night Lebanon.
Leobano. Late night Leobano's on
Hey,
the
man, come on.
Oh,
What's
my
happening?
God. Welcome. WJBW, welcome back. The VJB Rev Show.
That's me.
And we have pleased to have our good friend on the line after our healthy Morgan Steele tribute. I like that art, nature, music, all those 3 things, kind of a good representation.
Totally.
And yeah, go to our website, fill out a contact form. We'll forward it to the right people. There you go.
We'll sell it to spam.
Did you you kind of knew Morgan peripherally?
Yeah, he did.
Right, Eric? You kind of had you knew him.
Yeah, of course I knew who he was. He was a very important part of the Orlando community. And I know a lot of people that know him, and I remember, as I was saying, his car. His car was very, very entertaining to see all over the place. I'd see it everywhere in Winter Park. I'd see it in College Park. I'd see it downtown. Yeah. But, I mean, I didn't know him personally. I'd met him a few times. I wouldn't say I knew him very well, though.
Gotcha.
But adored by many, obviously.
Yeah. And you said you were listening to the show, so I know that you knew all 3 of our guests tonight. Jim Jackson, Jeff Shelby, and then Dirk McCoy.
Yes.
So it's nice to have you on as well, Eric. We you were part of Orlando and this scene for so long. We miss you, man. But you
I miss you. I miss Orlando.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So what's going on with you? I hear you're going to some sort of comedy show tonight. What's happening with that?
I am. I'm going to see Adam Sandler with Rob Schneider, David Spade, the whole Nick Swartzen.
Nick Swartzen. Yeah.
It's called the Here Comes the Funny Tour.
Okay.
Here comes the
believe
funny.
it. I guess I can believe it.
Yeah.
That sounds interesting. So, what?
That should be a good time.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean,
definitely. Where
Yeah,
is
for
that?
sure.
What's the venue? What's
I
the
try
venue?
to get out to these comedy shows a lot. I love the Comedy Store. I hit that like at least twice a month.
Nice.
And
Did he say where is this at?
Yeah, Here Comes the
This
Funny
show
Tour.
that I'm going to?
The Kellogg Center.
It's at the Microsoft Theater in Hollywood, but I'm not exactly sure where it is. I gotta like hit the Waze button when I get in the car here in a little bit.
So what's going on with you, man?
So it's like 5 o'clock there. That's crazy, man.
Yeah,
Tell us
man.
about that.
Is the
Tell
sun
us about
still
it
up,
being
man?
it's
3
5:30.
hours behind,
It's
dude.
5:30.
How are you time traveling, bro? How are you doing it? How are we talking?
Well, same old, man. I was just in Orlando a couple of months ago. I didn't get to see you guys. I didn't get to see either one of you, I don't think. But I did. I did a cross country trip with Jillicious, your co-host.
You ditched us.
We took a bunch of. I'll tell you what is funny. She flew out here, and we hung out with Ron Jeremy one night.
Wow.
And at the at some shithole bar, and we ended up buying a bunch of mushrooms, a huge bag of mushrooms, and we did a cross country trip that was just unreal, man. Like it was nonstop fun.
That's cool, man.
So I ended up in Orlando, hung out there for a couple of weeks, and then I had to drive back from Orlando to LA.
All by yourself?
That's not fun.
Were you all?
No, it wasn't fun, but it was fun on the way there. It was awesome. It was incredible.
Nice.
It was the funnest road trip I've ever taken.
So that was recently, and tonight you're going to a comedy store at the Kellogg Microsoft Center. And,
JB.
And wait. Did we talk about kind of how you're documenting some of what you've done in the past? Did we talk about that yet?
No.
Yeah, no, I haven't. I've got a YouTube channel that I've had for a while,
Okay, all
and
right.
it's got a bunch of stories of me telling stories of experiences that I've had, and I've had all these crazy experiences throughout my life, and
Right.
some of them are pretty fucking outrageous. They're funny.
So you're starting.
And some of them are kind of like weird stories too. So I've been documenting these stories for years, and I'm starting to write about them. Like I really sat down at the computer for the past few months, and I've been like really writing down all this stuff. But I have stories about like spring break with Aerosmith is one of them. I hung out with Aerosmith for a few days when I was a kid. Joey Ramone at a loft is another story. I talked to Joey Ramone one night. 4 days with Nirvana.
Incredible. Yeah,
it's a story about hanging out with Nirvana for 4 days.
For 4 days.
I got a story called "Smoking Dope" with Cypress Hill, Naughty by Nature, and A Tribe Called Quest, which is a story of me and my friend Billy. You guys know Billy.
Oh,
Billy
yeah,
D.
we know Billy.
Smoking out with these guys, and
nice.
I got another story called Matumbo's Cock. This is a story about me sneaking into the Orlando arena, into the dressing room of the Houston Rockets, and seeing coming face to face with a naked Mutombo, Dikembe Mutombo.
Oh man.
And
That's
so I got another story called "Just Got Announced in the Mail," which is my story too about how I used to mail Cypress Hill weed.
Are
through the
these
mail.
all videos on your channel? What's your channel handle? What's your YouTube? handle?
It's just my name. It's Eric ERIK Lievano LIEVANO. If you Google that on YouTube or you put that on YouTube, you'll find it. It's got all kinds of stories, and I'm going to be putting a lot more up there soon. But yeah, those are just a few of the titles.
That's cool, man.
Wonderful.
I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah. So I figured, some of these stories are funny and they're kind of crazy.
The overview alone is just horrendously incredible. But it's a wide breadth. But what I love, man, is that the culture out there and the culture over here. You know Orlando. Is it a little bit different over there? Or give us a complexion comparison.
Yeah, it's a lot different here. I mean, like here, it's huge. It's like everything's on a grand, huge scale. I think Orlando is more of a quaint, like smaller scale, and I think it's more people in Orlando seem to be more engaging. Out here, it's like a rat race of people, and but there's a lot to do and see. But it's kind of a weird thing. I think I heard somebody earlier tonight on your show talking about explaining Orlando and its vibe to other people in other cities.
Right.
And I constantly do that here. Like I tell people about Orlando, and I where they're like, oh, is that where Disney World and SeaWorld? And all? Yeah, I mean that's one part of Orlando, but I try to explain to people that Orlando's got a lot of art and culture, a lot of good nightlife, a lot of great music, and it's hard to explain that to people, but I do it constantly.
Right.
Yeah, it was Morgan. You're right. That was saying that.
Yeah, that was the clip we were playing of Morgan saying that.
Saying that.
Exactly. Yeah, and that is true. I mean, you have to. It's hard to explain that to people that have not experienced it. Like people that have experienced it clearly know. Orlando's got a cool vibe and it's a fun place. But a lot of people that have been there from here, at least, they don't know exactly how fucking cool it is. You know what I mean?
They don't know where to go.
Yeah.
They're stuck on like I Drive and Lake Buena Vista and shit.
They don't know about the Milk District. Yeah,
the Milk District.
Yeah, but they're talking 192, like they've been to 192.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we've been to Orlando 192.
Yeah, we went to King Henry's Feast and we got a T-shirt saying that we were in Orlando.
Yeah, we got 4 T-shirts for $4. Hey, you guys had a local legend that I really, really admire on recently, and that is Mr. Jim Faraday. Jim Faraday, man.
Yes.
I'll tell you what, that guy is the greatest ever. That guy is a legend. He is the quintessential Orlando legend.
There's no doubt, man. I was just hanging out with him last night for Will's birthday. Yeah, it was Will's birthday.
Man,
last night.
I love Jim Faraday. Jim Faraday is always been good to me and my bands all these years. He's been good.
Right.
I remember when I was 15 years old, Jim Faraday used to put on shows at a place on Lee Road that was the same place that was Cyberzone.
Yeah, Cyberzone. Yeah. And it was a breakfast club and.
It was a club that Jim Faraday used to run called Sleep Out Louie's back in the 80s.
That's
and
right.
He had bands play there, that unbelievable bands. Like REM played there, 10,000 Maniacs played there. Jim Faraday put these shows on. And
wow,
and it was incredible. Like nobody was there. Nobody knew about these bands. They were up and coming, at the time. And Faraday's responsible for that. And Faraday used to support local music. I mean, like crazy.
Oh,
crazy.
Dude, if it wasn't for Jim, we wouldn't have the burgeoning scene that that's developed today. You know what I mean? I mean, he
absolutely not.
You're
no.
right. You're exactly
and
right.
A lot of people, everybody in the music scene owes Jim Faraday a gratitude.
Totally.
Pouring concrete, motherfucker.
I mean, and he's still very much into it. I mean, he still brings band. I mean, look what he's doing for New Year's. Will's Pub. He's got
next week. Actually, I guess we can announce. That's a good segue. Next week.
What is he doing for New Year's? I want to go.
Oh, dude!
Next week we have an interview with J.D. Wilkes of the legendary Shack Shakers.
Okay, right on.
Next week, 8:00 next Tuesday night. Okay, There you go. We're announcing it here first. I'm also announcing the fact that while we've been talking, Scramble Campbell is available for a conversation about Morgan Steele.
Oh, when?
So right now.
Really?
Right now, in a couple of minutes.
Wow.
So I wanted to also announce that. Now, not to make light of the fact that we're talking with badass West Coast Orlando spawned Eric Leovano, a.k.a. Late Night Leovano, and we appreciate you being able to call in, man. What the hell... are you? Where's your position in this whole seating thing? Do you expect that these guys are going to do material, or in this kind of environment?
You mean
do they
tonight?
Yeah. Is this a whole new, fresh batch of comic material?
Yeah, I've never seen any of these guys before. I've seen David Spade once, but I've never seen anybody else that's on the bill tonight. And
dude, I love Nick Swardson. He's funny
hilarious.
as shit, man.
That show he had was hilarious.
Dude, and anytime he came on Reno 911 as the
as a roller skating guy in the shorts,
that's a funny character.
And like tacos or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm
I'm looking forward to it. It should be pretty funny. There's a couple. I haven't been on the show in a while, but there's a couple of shows that I went to recently that I wanted to tell you guys about, like very
what?
briefly. I got to see Slayer for the first time ever.
What?
Wow.
Which is an experience. I saw them playing with Ministry a couple weeks ago, or actually a couple of months ago. And Ministry still sounds fucking great live, by the way, you guys.
Was that Al Jorgensen part of it?
Yeah.
Really?
Al Jorgensen. I was expecting to see I don't know, like a shell of Al Jorgensen when I went to the concert, and he was spot on, man. He sounds good still, and he looks good too.
Does he really?
So
I just saw Revolting Cocks with Tommy Mott. We drove down there to Tampa, and it was the original lineup of Revolting Cocks. Yeah, and it was that was badass.
He still brings it.
Well, Al wasn't part of it because it was just the Al. But that's Anyways, what else did you see out there?
Yes,
I saw. Let's see. I saw Jane's Addiction a couple weeks ago.
Wow, that
Ministry, The Cult, Alice in Chains, Slayer.
Nice.
I haven't been to shows in about a month, but
have you heard of a group called Horror?
Who?
HO9909.
Yeah, that's it. Like you got to look them up at HO9909.
09.
And dude, they're
badass.
They're badass.
Wait, do we have something?
Yeah,
hold on. Do we have something?
Check them out, man, because that's
Yeah.
one of the best shows I saw all year, and it just so happens they were. I mean, they're from they're from San Francisco, I think, or no, they're actually from L.A. But they're one.
But
of,
I think they're from New Jersey, different parts.
New Jersey, but they're transplanted to L.A.
Yeah,
and like Metallica,
learn all that.
gave them a shout out saying that's one of their favorite bands right now.
Yeah, there you go.
And they
really? Yeah, no, I have to check that out. No, I
it's
haven't
like,
heard of them.
It's like a thrash hip hop. It's really badass, man. Check it out. I'll send you a link. But yeah, and I'm going to check out your YouTube channel as well, Eric Levian.
Yeah, I'll be updating it a lot. I'll be updating it a lot more. What I'm doing is I'm putting the videos out first while I'm writing at the same time. But the videos are kind of funny because I have a lot of commuting time here in Los Angeles driving, where I have a camera set up in my car.
Oh, that's
and
smart.
It's like I tell stories while I'm driving.
That's good. That's smart. That's brilliant.
Lunatic.
That's brilliant. There you go.
Talking to myself, but it kills time, and the stories are pretty funny, and check it out. It's Eric Leovano. It's a YouTube channel, and it's got a bunch of funny stories. It's got some concert footage of some of the concerts I check out around here too. And
well, man, it's been awesome.
You rock, brother. I know your stories are incredible,
having
brother.
you
When
on
you were
tonight.
in studio, that's Eric Leovano out there, and I think we've dubbed him a local legend when he was here, actually.
That's
So
right.
that's 3, 4. Now, guess what? We got, 5? Oh, now we got 5 local legends. We got Scramble Campbell calling in to kind of close us out properly with our Morgan Steele tribute show. Eric, you are...
Yep, I'll let you guys get to Scramble Campbell. He too... He can bring it home, and he's definitely another legend.
We interviewed him with Jim Jackson in the studio. Remember that?
Yeah.
Anyway, but brother, you rock. We can't wait till we see you again. Keep in touch with us, because again, that's what we want to be that touchstone. We want to be that touchstone because there's badass art everywhere, and we encourage people to send us their music. And Eric, you rock, buddy.
And there's Scramble calling right now. Thank you, Eric.
That rocks. All right, welcome to the call. It's WJBW. I hope this is our good friend, Mr. Scramble to the Campbell. If it is, say yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
What's
How
going
you
on?
fellas doing out there?
We're doing good,
wonderful.
man. How about yourself?
Wonderful. Thank you for
doing all right.
What's the weather like where
Happy
you're
holidays.
at? Yeah, happy holidays
there you
right
go.
back at you.
We'll see you
Is it
all
nice?
of a sudden.
There's snow on the ground where you're at right now?
Yeah, there is over in Colorado, but I'm down in New Mexico at Shay's parents' house.
Oh, nice.
Oh, cool.
Very cool. All
But
right.
it's like in the teens in Colorado right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're not there. Thankfully. He's like,
but that's where he
over
lives.
in the- yeah, I know. But he's traveling. But it's awesome that you could call us. We did this
Totally.
tribute, and it's so hard to say, hey, I want to leverage this connection for this or that. You don't know what anybody's doing. But the fact that you kind of organically found out that we were doing this, and it's beautiful that you're able to call in. And we want to close out this kind of session. We've got another 10 or 15 minutes or so, and I really do want to close out with kind of getting, your we always we're asking everybody, how'd you first meet Morgan, and then
because you have introduced quite a few
yeah,
people
but you Scramble
to
Campbell in your set are very famous. Go Google Scramble Campbell
Google
right
that
now.
right now.
Just go Google it, and everything will come up. That's awesome. But
Well, I first met Morgan in 1991.
Okay, cool.
Came to I had one of my first one-man shows in Orlando at at a gallery, and he was down there drawing inside the corner, and that's when I first met him. And we were friends for 25 years.
Okay.
Just he was my very favorite living artist that I personally knew.
Really?
I
Yeah.
collected his stuff. I have over 200 of his paintings myself.
Wow. You do?
And have 25 years of correspondence. We wrote each other, and when he was on the road and stuff.
That's phenomenal.
And I kept every slip of paper from that kid because I knew he was something special, and and
he really is. He really was. He really is.
He's just one of a kind. There'll be no other Morgan Steele.
No doubt. No doubt.
And just a magnificent writer and just a character all around, but very, very truly missed.
Indeed, he is missed, man. So do you have any, so you knew him since 91, and we were talking about how you've introduced him to so many people in the community. I mean, what do you have any real?
Just kind of kept, kept him under my wing with just, kind of, he didn't have the shameless self-promotion that I did.
Right.
Going around handing out cards. So I just try to, whenever they needed to have shows with art and stuff, I tried to bring him along and try to make sure that he was in the fold and show other people what kind of artist this kid was,
Yeah, indeed.
He was something special,
Yes, there's no doubt about that. I mean, and so are you. I mean,
Well, and that's what it is too. Everybody we've been speaking with has their own, specific glory. Just phenomenal talent. That they do, and they exercise and they grow. And now recently, I guess there's been a lot of stuff going on with you. I see I see a lot of stuff going on with you. What's the best way for people, let's say, for them to digest and understand how incredible it is that you kind of have a residency at Red Rocks, almost, and it's you paint whoever plays in this incredible environment?
Well, I was honored to be part of the 75th anniversary of Red Rocks this summer, and I since going to Red Rocks in 2000, I've painted over 400 paintings live at Red Rocks.
Jeez.
This year I got to paint, from Dolly Parton to Jimmy Buffett to String Cheese to Widespread Panic to Bob Dylan.
That being said,
that was this season.
Scramble. What I mean, of all the 400 plus shows that you've seen, what are like the top three that really stood out to you, and that and maybe something that you weren't expecting?
Well, those are 400 just at Red Rocks.
Right.
That's just there. That place is just a special, monumental place, and be able to create there and be a part of that is something else,
Phenomenal.
But everybody in there, every great artist from Jimi Hendrix to the Beatles have played at this particular venue.
Absolutely.
So sacred grounds.
But that being said,
12,000 years of Native American ceremonies there.
Right.
Exactly. And I guess that's what is beautiful about the fact that you kind of organically came into this, because you are the art, the music, and the nature. That we were building it on these three basic, simple things. Art, music, nature, and maybe when we talk about, are you behind the idea of trying to get some annual event, and whether it be in Orlando or Colorado or what have you, but I think Orlando most specifically, for Morgan.
I think there's more there's more. Probably 75 to 90% of his artwork that Morgan created was in Orlando, and when we just. Right after his passings, that's where I tried to organize Jim Jackson and Tony Guerin and myself to do, and my wife Shay to do a collaboration on doing a tribute to him. And I think that bringing out. I just acquired the morgansteele.com, so that's where we're going to have all of Morgan's stuff up.
Okay.
I just acquired the website, so I now own it myself.
Okay.
And so me and Jeff Shelby and
great.
Christine will be able to filter out, just having people
how to make it happen. So go to there you go. Go to morgansteele.com and make that shit happen. Yeah, you have a form there people can fill out and contact, because that's what I want to do, is propel the conversation towards this way, and say in April, maybe we can have something pretty
like
righteous. Pretty righteous started, and
yeah.
I think talking about it now, ahead of the schedule is good to do. So I'm so stoked that's we talking to the epicenter. Scramble Campbell called in. Yeah. What the hell's going on? This is badass. Dude, you're awesome. You're awesome, brother.
This deserves not to be forgotten, and that the world needs to know. He's the art star that the world needs to know about.
Absolutely.
And he's a big intricate part of Orlando, and
absolutely,
that's just where it needs to be at, and it just needs to be solid on keeping his kid's legacy alive.
Yeah, his spirit alive, for sure.
Were you? You guys kind of came up together and were both kind of painting together. It sounded like. So were there any incidences that
stories you can share with us
that you are able
Something
to feel
happened?
Free to impromptu?
There's so many different things. A couple of things when I thought was pretty funny that it was right after the Jerry Garcia passed away, and he used to go on like Further Fest and doing Grateful Dead tour, being inside of the selling stuff inside of a booth for Doug Bledsoe. And what he started to do just to rile up the hippies was he would go around to every portalet, everywhere he could see, at every show, and just say, Jerry is Satan. And it just riled people up inside of there. It was pretty. He just got he just liked to be on the edge and just to fuck with people. And if he had something to say, he was going to say it. And as everybody
You're damn
knows,
right
the
about
guy,
that.
that was going inside there. When we go inside the hotel room, he'd pull out the drawers of the hotel, and he'd paint and draw on the bottom of the hotel and just put the things back inside there. Just totally anonymous inside of there. The guy did more paintings than I'll probably do in my lifetime. And I'm pretty prolific, but he's in over 10,000 of them.
Yeah,
and that's 10,000 souls. 10,000
right.
or given away, because he was so generous to give those paintings out and stuff. And they're all over in Orlando.
Yeah, they are.
And we're all fortunate enough to be in the time when he was around.
Hey, we just had Jim Jackson on,
right.
And he said that he's never, he always was keeping his brushes moving, and his brushes were always wet, and it was just like he was always painting.
And we're talking with Scramble Campbell right now. Let's not forget. And brother, you're exactly right. Morgan is a light that's still burning.
He's
still burning.
Absolutely.
He's not here, but the shit's still burning somehow. So that's what I love about Orlando, and that's what I love about the fact that we're doing this organically. You kind of came in, and
we were just talking to Dirt as well, and he was telling a story about Henry Rollins.
I never reached out to him before, but through this, I reached out to him. So again,
Jeff Shelby
was
still
making connections. It's still and it's again, people, you can't necessarily look at somebody who's gruff about something is that they're always gruff about something, but they legitimately feel like shit could be better. You could do it better. Yeah. Shit could be fixed. You could do it differently. That voice is permanent as far as I'm concerned in the landscape. So Scramble, you rock, brother.
Yeah,
what's the best site for people to go to?
I really appreciate you doing something about Morgan and
without question
keeping his name out there and lots of good things inside the future for Morgan coming up and stay tuned to morgansteele.com and
absolutely
hopefully that will get with Jeff we'll get all his writings out there and people get a viewpoint in something that's extraordinary.
And so people can realize the genius that was Morgan Steele.
It's going to be unfurled slowly, and it's going to be glorious. So fantastic. On the line, Scramble. Thank you so much for doing that, calling in, brother. You rock.
We're definitely going to have you on in the future to talk more about.
Oh yeah, we'll keep posted.
My pleasure.
Go to morgansteele.com and follow everything. There's a bunch of great images there as well.
Absolutely.
What? Hang on.
And there's some great pictures too. That
are you pointing at me?
Jeff Shelby.
He's pointing at me.
Put on.
Oh, Jim. Yeah, he's got a lot of pictures. Yeah. And it was. I'll tell you honestly, what propelled all of this was Jeff's fervent posting of images.
Yeah.
And it just impacted me, and I said, you know what? I've been wanting to do this. I wanted to do it at the time, but maybe in a little bit of a delay. That's it, and so maybe just permeating the internet with his images. Everybody do that. Share it, like it, share it. If you like it, share it. There you go. Anyway,
Scramble Campbell, man.
I think that people posting it up and doing it on Facebook and stuff. That's just keeping it out there.
Yeah,
and,
keeping it at the top.
Keeping the dream alive.
That's right. Thanks again, man.
Well, we'll see you. What was it? We'll see you all of a sudden.
He
we'll
said
see
that
all
the
of a
lesson.
sudden, kids.
Yeah, there you go. All right, badass Scramble Campbell on the line.
man.
Thank you, brother. You rock. Oh,
Thank
what
you
a
so
night!
much. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Thank you. Oh my gosh, what a night! What a night! We're gonna get funky. We're gonna keep it a little bit loose and funky and just close this out. We'll be doing breaking news badly down the line. We'll include that in back down the line.
We're gonna leave with a
we want to encourage people to go to PocaHottest.com.
Yep.
That's POCASHOTTEST.
And get the bacon salt. That bacon salt.
Bacon salt.
Man, let me tell you something.
That crybaby
soft-boiled egg. Soft-boiled egg
God.
with that bacon salt on it.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
like,
a dream.
Dude. I mean, I put that stuff in everything.
good.
I need some more Casey's bacon salt from Pocahontas.
PocaHottest.com.
And plus all the sauces, the Terry Binion sauce, Gargamel Crybaby sauce, the Milka sauce.
The Milka, the premium.
Dude, there's the Kelly Baker has a sauce.
Serenade marinade.
Yeah,
okay,
dude.
All
I mean,
right.
it's
we need a list.
Awesome sauces. That's
Awesome
there's no doubt.
sauces,
And that
without
bacon
question.
salt is brilliant.
Support ShannonHoltArt.com. I think she's having a special on hand-painted Christmas ornaments,
Balls.
which is badass.
She'll paint
Go
your
check it out.
balls.
It's really cool.
Ball
It
painting.
really is.
Yeah, man.
Signature stuff.
Yeah, check it out.
Artarmy.org as well. And
let's not forget
Ear
Morgan
Theater. Remember
Morgansteele.com.
Ear Theater. Morgansteele.com. Maybe we should just add Morgan
I think we
Steele
should definitely
into
do
our
that.
sponsor
Let's
crawl.
absolutely
Well, we need to create commercials, seriously, you and I.
Okay.
I need to get you in here,
right.
not doing silly, funny... not doing live audio takes. That Poca's Hottest commercial, I could not make heads or tails of that.
I bet.
That was
I
you were
bet.
doing.
Hey, man,
Okay. Yeah, it was getting crazy. All right. Well, we're gonna pump you up a little bit, and
this is it, right?
we're gonna
next
pump you
week.
up.
What do we got going on
next week we actually have Halo Milo, Manny Rivera in studio with Captain Bill, I think, is drummer, and
right.
so they're gonna play a couple songs and talk with
That'll
us.
be cool.
And then 8 o'clock from the legendary Shack Shakers, it's J.D. Wilkes. Going to be giving us a call.
That's
so badass, and we got a bunch of tunes from them to play.
And
after that,
I'll have
session.
some stories to tell. I'm going to Miami.
You are going
Friday
to Miami
with
Okay.
Kimball. He's playing at Do Not Sit on the Furniture.
Okay,
in
wonderful.
South Beach, which
Wonderful.
is this Friday night, which is going to be badass. I'm really looking forward to that because it's an awesome venue. And then Saturday is the Visage reunion at iBar. So,
that's a great point.
And then also, I
Visage
think
reunion,
that's the same night that Brian Chowderkoff is doing the
Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah.
So you can hit him.
Yeah,
if you want to go from the 90s to the now.
Well,
to the 70s to the then. Wait,
Yeah.
it's getting so confusing. I'm so confused.
There's a lot to choose from. Orlando's got a
my
lot going
God.
on. That's what I'm
remember,
trying to...
my memory is just very, very... I'm glad you noticed, finally.
Yeah. So until next week, we're looking forward.
WJBWnetworks.com. The JB Rev Show. We appreciate you joining us. A little bit of music to close us out in a high energy fashion for some reason. I don't know. All right. Enjoy.
Can't touch this.
Sticks and stones will surely break your bones, but your chap and your talk never hurts me. Sticks and stones will surely break your bones, but your chap and your talk never hurts me. Sticks and stones will surely break your bones, but your chap and your talk never hurts me. Sticks and stones will surely break your bones, but your chap and your talk never hurts me. Sticks and stones will surely break your bones, but your chap and your talk never hurts me. Sticks and stones will surely break your bones, Sticks and stones will surely break your bones, but your chat and your talk never hurts me. Sticks and stones will surely break your bones, but your chat and your talk never hurts me. Sticks and stones will surely break your bones, but your chat and your talk never hurts me. Sticks and stones will surely break your bones, but your chat and your talk never hurts me. Stones will surely break your bones, but your chat and your talk never hurts me. Sticks and stones will surely break your bones, but your chat and your talk never hurts me.
WJBW, Orlando, Florida. The first quasi-radio web show.
Wow. Yeah.